Greetings and welcome back. This is Iris Heath, licensed clinical professional counselor. Guess what I'm talking about today? Yes, drinking water. And so today I'd like to bring you some facts. Some of them you already know. And so I always let my clients know, keep in mind this is for informational purposes. Really want you to consider taking this to your doctor, working with your doctor or any professional trainers to make sure that you're drinking enough water. I want to inspire you a little bit too because I have this gallon size here. But have you ever heard this before? The body is made up mostly of water. What do you think that means? Yeah, the body's mostly made up of water. That's what it means. It means what it sounds like. And so, again, I'm not a professional doctor, meaning a primary care physician, a nurse, or a doctor in that area. I am a counselor, and yet I do work with my clients on self-care and making sure that you are eating properly and drinking enough water. And it's different for each person. There are studies, I actually tried to find what the actual number is, and it really depends on what you pull up. So some of the studies are saying it's 60 something percent of water for men, and then I saw it was like 50 something for women. With that said, I'm not sure that that's as important as just knowing that it is important to make sure that each day we are drinking enough water. Keep in mind that we're not just getting water from the water itself. And I was reminded just last night of the blessing we have of having clean water. There are a lot of places that do not. And I know that some people laugh that we drink bottled water instead of right out the tap. And some of the different areas in my state where I live actually do have good water treatment plants. And yet, some of the readings that I have looked at over the years just suggest to consider bottled water so that you know that it's been filtered properly. Some individuals choose to filter their water through different means that they pay for, whether it's periodically or more permanently in their home. So there are different things on that, and this is not what this is about, but just because it came up. I would like to remind you that unless you are a kidney patient or under a special health treatment where someone is actually monitoring your fluid intake, that it is important for all of us to get a certain amount of fluid. Most of it's going to come from drinking the water as opposed to our food. And yet, the articles that I actually pulled up, the one article is from Mayo Clinic, and Mayo is a very reputable source. I'm going to put that information in the description. And I pulled up another article from Harvard. .edu. I'm going to also put that information in the link. So the articles really said the same things, just in different ways. And I want to share some of that information with you today because it's very helpful, very relevant. Keep in mind that a lot of our water comes from our eating as well as our drinking. So if you are not getting enough water by just just purely drinking water. Keep in mind, if you're eating enough fruits, enough vegetables, especially the right kind, watermelon, which is very good for us. Try to get the seedless type if you can, or if not, pick those seeds out. I've heard of people who've come up with different things that have impacted their health negatively when the seeds somehow get in our bodies and are not digested properly. So water has a number of benefits. So staying active also helps us to sweat off. So water comes out of our system, helps us in the purifying process. And again, I could never and would never try to explain it like a doctor would describe it to you. But I'm going to actually read some from one of the articles. The article stated depends on multiple factors as far as how much water to drink each day. And it says that it depends on if you're staying active, and it depends on your health. It depends on being in tune with your body. I appreciated that the article actually, I believe this information came from the actual Mayo article. It reminded us that as we become older, sometimes we lose track of how much water we're drinking. And it's important because many individuals, as we become older, may need to take medications. And some of those medications may actually be causing our bodies to get dehydrated, working as a diuretic. And so we would definitely need to stay up on drinking water. Gave some really good advice as far as making sure that we're drinking at least a bottle of or a glass of water at dinner time. I've heard that before, and actually, my mom's doctor has said that to her, that if you're not sure, just make sure you're drinking a glass of water at dinner time, at each meal rather. I apologize. So that's a start, a good start for someone who's not sure where to begin. Begin with making sure you're drinking at least one of these at dinner time, and at breakfast time and at lunchtime. And then for most of us, we may be able to just squeeze in another one throughout the day. You see, some individuals actually carry bottles with them everywhere they go. Some individuals purchase real pretty bottles. I was looking, I usually have a bottle with me, and didn't even think to bring that. But don't think you have to buy a pretty bottle with a straw or a certain color. If that's going to encourage you to drink more water, great. If putting a piece of fruit or a lemon in it helps you, great. That may help you with flavoring your water, reducing sodium and sugar in your diet. All of those are good things. I want to tell you what water can do. It can help you get rid of waste in your body through urination, through perspiration, which I mentioned earlier when you're active, through bowel movements. Oh my goodness, I am going to bring this to us. My husband doesn't want me to, but I have to. Oh, we want to avoid constipation at all costs. It actually is a very negative thing that affects our health, and no one wants to talk about it, but I am going to talk about it. So please tune in and send it to your friends and family when I do that. It's going to be soon. It can actually, help to lubricate. I hadn't really heard of this. I thought about in the Wizard of Oz helps to lubricate and our joints and cushions, protect sensitive tissues. And the article, it just gave a lot of good information. Both articles did. I just don't have time to give all the information since I'm trying to keep this short. So please keep in mind that drinking too much water can also be a problem. There are negative health effects for drinking too much water. Yes, hear me when I say that. So please, so the limits that I was given from the article, this came from, I believe, the Harvard article, said for men, it's usually about 15.5 cups, and for women, about 11.5 cups. And again, I know most of us were taught 8-ounce glasses a day. I've read in the articles, I think both of them mentioned that was a basic and an easy thing to remember that we were given. This is a whole bunch of information, so I went a little longer. I hope you're okay with that. But please consider looking at the articles that I link and also doing your own research or talking to your doctor about it on your next visit. So, cheers. And be well.